I'm just watching you on here and I'm being highly entertained.
Good
Wednesday
morning-ish.
Good day.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Ooh. It is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, it is. The 5th day of May.
I got a really great question on Voxer this morning.
What
And
the
the
hell is
question
Voxer?
was-
What the hell is Voxer?
So Voxer is how we communicate with our clients. And I had a conversation this morning of, is there a way to make tacos green? Now, if you're in any of our coaching programs, you're probably understanding the language. but
That's a great
basically,
question.
That is a great question, and maybe we should bring it up. But the reality is that, yes, there definitely is.
I think you just brought it up. Congratulations.
I did. You know, some things that you'll want to substitute is, for one, like you want to make sure that your protein, I think most of the time tacos is just fish, right?
You can put any kind of protein.
Or you can put carne, whatever.
You
Just
can make a veggie taco.
Make sure that however you cook your protein is of the cleaner kind. The biggest things to watch out for are the tortillas, regular tortillas, corn tortillas or flour tortillas. Those are definitely not a green. Those are a yellow. And then
For anybody who has our food quality guide, you understand the color spectrum. The green, yellow, red
yeah.
spectrum.
And if you don't, you need to have it. If there's one resource that each and every one of you guys need to have, is that. And you know, you just want to watch out for the sides. Like a lot of times people will put sour cream. If you're a sour cream kind of person, just substitute it for Greek yogurt.
I literally just ate a taco salad. And I put on our Instagram story, Happy Cinco de Taco Salad.
Great.
The 5th of taco salad.
Mm-hmm.
The 5th of taco salad.
Okay, let's say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Samantha, Crystal, Norma, Joni, Melissa, Shauna, Teresa, Tracy, Nina, Tawny, Nina, Tiffany, Melanie. We can't see the rest of you guys.
I feel like I have hair everywhere.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. So on Wednesdays, we do either Whatever Wednesdays or Wealth Wednesdays.
It's always a whatever day, whatever all the days.
Yes, exactly.
Because this is our show.
True. But today, on the topic of wealth, we are going to be talking about the 4 income generating quadrants. Okay, and just so you guys know, when it comes to your personal finances, one of the books that you need to read, if you haven't already, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And
you know what really excites me about this? Is that you guys can see it and it's not backwards. If you're listening to this on podcast, you're missing out. This is really fun and cool. Just kidding. You're going to get lots of value today. So thanks for being here.
yeah, thank you for joining us. So today's information is going to be taken from this book. This book is really amazing.
It's eye-opening.
Very eye-opening.
Great word.
And by the way, one of the authors of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad series, she's a badass, by the way. I have so much respect for her because for one, she's a woman. For two, she's just like a relentless badass. And that's amazing. But she will be actually...
And... hold on before you give away the secret. She was like has been a successful female in a time and helped like lead the charge for women in really high positions, in really successful positions, entrepreneurship, business ownership, in a time where it was even less normal than it is now. Like way less normal, way less, what's the word I'm looking for?
I would say
Acceptable? Common?
I don't know. Whatever.
But what's cool about what the reason that I say that, because you seem very enthusiastic about my fun fact, why I say that is because there's a certain amount of courage that takes, and this woman is full of that. So proceed, and I will respond with the same enthusiasm to the next thing you have to say.
Yeah, but anyways, her name is Sharon Lecter, and we're gonna be having her on our espresso in 3 weeks from now, and I'm so just grateful and stoked, to have this opportunity. So you guys need to mark your calendars, also because out of respect for her, since her calendar is jam-packed, we're gonna be doing it at a different time than we normally do. Friday, May 21st at 1 p.m. You guys need to add that to your calendars right now, because the value of that conversation is literally going to be gold. 3 clicks away from gold. Okay, so let's get right into it.
She's actually helped publish like 37 books.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Insane. I'm glad your reaction was a little bit more enthusiastic at that time. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, let's get right into it. Okay,
Let's get into
so
it.
there are 4 quadrants, okay, and those quadrants are employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. Okay, all of which generate
What of mine would you like to steal now?
a pen. All of which generate income. Rule number 1 of investing by Warren Buffett is don't lose money. Rule number 2 is you got to make sure that you have income. Okay, so each and every one of you guys.
How do you invest without income? Can you?
No.
I mean, you can borrow somebody else's money, I guess.
But investor is way, way, way at the end. Most people try to jump to the 4th one before like even reaching their highest potential with one. So, however, we're going to be talking about each and every one of them today. But really, the first rule is, you guys, like any financial problem that any person has always stems from one thing and one thing only, and that is income. A debt problem, as Uncle G says, is actually an income problem, because if you had better income, then you would be able to pay off your debt. And I'm talking about consumer debt, not debt that you leverage for investments. Okay? But first thing, you got to make sure that you've got income. Okay? And there is 4 ways in which you can do that. You can either be an employee, be a part of an organization that's doing great things, or you can start your own thing, or you can be the head of that organization that's doing awesome things, or you can either invest in other businesses or vehicles that can generate you more money. But you guys, life is a cycle, the circle of life, and money is just like life. Money is a part of life in the sense that everything circulates. Money has to circulate. So if you think of the cycle of money, in order to start the cycle, you have to get some, and that's called income. The goal is not, last week we talked a little bit about passive income. The goal is not to stop the cycle. the goal is to increase the flow, because when there is more flow happening, there's more life happening. Okay? And you can do it in one of 4 different ways. Okay? And, according to Rich Dad Poor Dad, employee, that is, basically how most of us live our life. We go to school, we get a job, we get paid. Okay, that puts you in the top left-hand side quadrant. So, you either get paid by the hour, you have a monthly rate, you have an annual rate, you have commissions, maybe you have a mixture of different things. So if you are in the employee quadrant, ask yourself, how am I getting paid right now? How am I getting paid? Are you getting paid by the hour? Are you getting paid by commissions? Are you getting paid salary? Maybe a mix of a few. What is it? Get clear on that. Okay, because in order to be a player, you gotta know how to play the game, yo. What? Okay, so that's employee. The second one is self-employed. And this is what I think Sharon talks about it, the entrepreneur's paradox. Is, like a lot of employees are like, I'm not happy where I am, so I'm going to start my own thing, thinking that, like all your problems are going to be solved. And then it's like you get a rude awakening of, actually how much harder everything is when you're self-employed. So you basically go from having a job to now owning a job. Because you're owning your job, everything falls on you by the end of the day.
The difference between a self-employed and a business owner is, like, a lot of people will be like, I'm going to do my own thing. Now I own a business. Sarit said you own a job, which is true, because a business has employees. When you're self-employed, you still work for other people. You're just doing it on your own terms.
Yep.
So, you're still an employee. You just, now you have now you have tax benefits and other things like that, but
you can have tax benefits as an employee too, though.
Well, yeah, but not because you are an employee, because you're doing something else in addition to.
Yeah.
So it's true. You can be multiple quadrants, which I'm sure you're going to get into. But the business owner has employees on payroll, is running a business. And let me tell you, no problems ever go away. You just get new ones. So, regardless of what quadrant you choose to be in, just make sure you are fulfilled within that quadrant, and there is a way for you to be able to create what you want to create. Mm-hmm. Or that there is a vehicle that you can be on that is going to provide a way for you to become financially free. And by financially free, we mean your passive income exceeds your living expenses. Meaning you could, something could happen to you, or you could go on vacation or whatever. If you're not working for an entire month or 2 months or 6 months, you're still able to pay all of your expenses from money that's coming in every single month. Passive meaning without effort.
Without effort, but you had to put a lot of effort for a long time.
But you need to put a lot of effort in for a long time in order to get to there.
Yeah,
we're still working on it.
Yep. I want to share with you guys some numbers. One of our mentors always talks about it. In America, there is 31.5 million small businesses. 25 million of them have one employee. So basically,
25 million out of 31.5 million.
Those are not businesses, by the way.
Have one employee,
those
and the employee is the owner.
Yep. And that's basically the biggest headache. So that's 80%. 80% of all businesses nowadays have one person. So 80% of people who say they have a business actually just own their job.
Which isn't necessarily bad. Like, if that's what you want to do, great. You know, if you want to be the only one, or, you know, when we just started, we were the only ones. I mean, technically, I guess you could say we're a business. We weren't even actually employed by our business. It's called a business regardless of how many employees, because you have to register it as a business, but and you have an ID and everything. But, you know, we didn't even hire our first employee until like a year ago. So for, you know, over 2 years, it was just us. So
Ashley's actually coming up on her 1 year tomorrow.
some of you know her as Cho, Chief of Happiness
Love
Officer.
that.
But yeah, so, you know, it's we're not saying any of these things are the wrong place or a bad place to be in, because it's all a journey and it's all an evolution. You know, for a long time we owned our job, but that's because we have plans for the future to go from, and we now have gone from the self-employed into the business. But, you know, my intention for this isn't to make anybody say that where you're at is wrong. These are just like the facts of each quadrant. And as long as you have a plan and you know what vehicle you can get on to create what it is that you want to create, awesome. Hopefully this conversation will help you to understand the differences.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, with regards to being self-employed, normally what you bring in goes to the business. And, you know, if you're just a one-man show, then it's just kind of like doing all the things, doing all of the stuff, making all of the sacrifices for the business, you know, with hopes that, you know, one day, you know, like the magic will appear. And by the way, most people end up staying in this quadrant because due to one of three reasons. That's what they say. No demand, no people, no funding. Because let's face it, most...
Wait. Those aren't the reasons. No people, no demand, no funding. That is what we say.
Right. That's
Okay.
That's why people...
I just wanted to clarify.
So, a lot of times when people go into business, they don't think about the long-term game of why am I going to start my own business. They're just thinking about an escape of
Like a right now solution.
yeah, like my I don't like how my boss is treating me or whatever it may be, and I'm gonna do my own thing. You know, and
We kind of did that.
we did it too. I'll take full responsibility for it.
It's a driver.
But that's because we saw a gap in an industry.
Sure.
We did have a long-term vision. I would give us that. But, you know, like if you want to go from E to S, like have a long-term plan, because otherwise you're going to be stuck there. This is the quadrant where most people think that they're going to move along other quadrants, thinking like not like a business owner, and they end up just staying there for the rest of their life, having expected something completely different. And that's why 2/3 of businesses will fail every 5 to 10 years because of that. Like there's
Because of what?
because of the chief three complaints: no demand, no people, no funding. They end up staying there. The problem only keeps on getting bigger and bigger. You're not moving through it. You're getting stuck, and the hole keeps getting bigger and bigger because you need more funds. You can only do so much in a day, and you need to have the cycle, right?
I'm going to play the devil's advocate though.
Okay.
Because those are myths. Those are false. Like those are false.
Those are myths. Yeah, but those are the S's top 3 complaints.
Okay, so I want to provide full clarity.
That is not
these-
actually the problem.
These are not, but I want them to know what the problem is. Why would we just give them what they're already saying, right? I don't know if you were probably going to get to this already, but like the reasons why people say that they went out of business, if they go out of business, and if you are in this, or if you're intending on going this, actually, you know what? You are a business.
Everybody is a business.
You're a business owner, and the business is
you.
You. I'm not a businessman. I'm a business, comma, man. Mm-hmm. So, put woman in there if you'd like. Put child. Put whatever you would like to put in there. But you are a business, and a lot of them will say like, oh, I didn't have enough capital. I didn't. There was no demand for my product, or I don't have like I
right people.
I couldn't find the right people to hire. But the problem is you were not able to sell your product or service in quantities great enough, at prices high enough, fast enough to fund your business. Mm-hmm. That is the problem.
Yeah.
And what happens there is it goes from, oh, it's somebody else's fault, to I must take responsibility. It's not because there's no demand for your product. If you can create a demand, there's demand. Nobody knew about Velcro until there was Velcro. Somebody had to sell it. Somebody had to sell the idea. Hey, stick shit to things. Easy. Like, it seems like such a weird invention, but it's everywhere. So you can have the greatest idea in the world, and you can have an awesome product, but if you're unable to sell it, we can totally get into like, I think for me, like the 4 foundational like skills you have to be successful in your business. That's for a different day. But you need to be able, like if you're going into business, you need to be able to sell your product or service in quantities great enough, prices high enough, fast enough to stay in business. Mm-hmm. And you have to be a great leader, or you will never attract the right people. It's your responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for anybody who's in the S's, and by the way, Christina, huge congratulations for you. That's awesome. Like, know that you are a business, regardless of what quadrant you are. Most people just don't treat themselves like that. And that's why we tell you guys, dude, like when you join any of our programs, you're making an investment in yourself. If you're a business owner, you're making an investment in your business by making an investment in you. Because you are the business.
Your business is appreciating.
Yeah.
When you take care of you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Your business appreciates, goes up in value because you take care of you.
Yeah.
Would you give a little bit of money to appreciate? That's how people force appreciation on properties. I bought this junky property. I put in new bathrooms. I painted the walls. I replaced the roof. All this costs money, money, money. Toilets look beautiful, sparkly. We got the little one that shoots water up your butt so you can clean it without wiping and stuff. Awesome. Forced appreciation. That's what happens when you take care of you. So congratulations for being here and taking care of you. You are appreciating, and you are going up in value by listening to these.
While most people are not.
That's the problem. They don't know about this. We must share.
Yep. So then the next one after that is...
What have we gone over? Sorry, recap, because I got all sidetracked.
So recap. We went over employee, and then we went over self-employed.
Okay.
Okay, so... The next one is business owner.
Business!
So that's if you've been successful enough for a long enough time period, selling enough of your product at a certain speed while recruiting the right people and telling them the bus is going somewhere, jump on board, then now you become a business owner. because you have this machine that's doing some things and you're not doing it by yourself. Okay?
Or you can buy a business.
You're doing it along with people. That's the next one. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. So the reason why we spend some time on S is because a lot of self-employed people think that they're business owners when in fact that is not the case.
They have some business owner tax benefits.
We all own a business, which is us. Okay, you are a business, but you're not a business owner unless you have a team of people working with you. And I think Rich Dad's thing is like 6 people. Okay, our mentors, their thing is 15. Okay, it's like you're not a business owner until you have a team of 15 people, including you.
That's an opinion. I don't know.
And by the way, only 600,000
out of
31.5 businesses
31.5 businesses
have more.
Hold on.
What?
31.5.
Only 600,000 out of 31.5 million are businesses with over 15 employees. So just by understanding these numbers, you guys,
What's the percentage?
like, think about how most people are not even fully aware of how the 4 quadrants really operate. Okay, so this is just, it's valuable information because, as you're playing along with life, you should ask yourself, like, where in the quadrants do I want to be?
That's less than 2%.
Yeah, it's crazy. Less than 2% are actually in the B quadrant. Okay, so that's when you've got a thing going on and you've got, some people helping you alongside with you to, accomplish whatever it is that you're accomplishing. Okay, and then the investor. That's the quadrant where most people jump into way too early and end up wondering why their life hasn't changed. Okay, the investor is basically when, somebody has acquired enough income, and that's, you can actually acquire it from every quadrant, just so you know. You could be an employee and become an investor. You could be a business owner, become an investor. You could be self-employed and become an investor. We're going to talk about all of these in just a second. But, the investor, that is when you have the highest amount of responsibility, the most amount of assets, but every asset can become a liability and every liability can become an asset. Okay, so those are the real estate investors, those are the business investors, and that sort of thing. This is where we're talking about lots of passive income. Okay, so now knowing these 4 quadrants.
Before you go further, because I'm thinking about this word invest, and so I want you to have in your mind as we go forward, there's like an investment. An investment is the action or process of investing money or profit or material. The action or process of investing money for profit or material result, or a thing that is worth buying because it may be profitable or useful in the future, or an act of devoting time, effort, or energy to a particular undertaking with the expectation of a worthwhile result. So when we talk about invest in yourself, that like an investment doesn't have to do with a monetary exchange, because what it is basically is you're taking a resource and you're devoting it to something so you can get a worthwhile result. That's an investment. Now, for the case of today's conversation, we are talking about money, taking a resource, money, putting it into something. What was the word that they used? Devoting it to something or a particular undertaking for a worthwhile result, more money. Now, when we talk about invest in you, you're investing, most of you are here have invested all of your most valuable resources with us to improve the quality of your life, worthwhile result. Time, money, energy, and there's something else I was thinking about. But as we go forward, yes, particularly this conversation is about money, but I want you to think of the word investment itself, period. Like, you are an investor. You're here. You're investing your time, you're investing your energy to appreciate your asset, which is you. So you're already, I would say, and Rich Dad might disagree with me, or Mr. Kiyosaki, but you are making an investment in you already. You're an investor. You might not be a monetary investor, but you're an investor. And I want to put that in your head, because if you tell yourself the truth, which is you are an investor, I am a successful investor. I am a whatever. I don't know, an affirmation. And it's the truth, so you can believe it, but you also put it in your head so that, come when you are ready to put in monetary investment and devote it to a particular undertaking so that you can have a worthwhile result, you've already put that in your mind. Like, I'm an investor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we can move forward.
Yeah.
That was like a thought that I had, I felt was valuable.
So if I had to give 3 pointers with regards to, how do you make the most of it? Because the reality is that you can live your best life out of each and every one of these quadrants. Okay? There are pros and cons to everything. And normally, the higher up you go, the more responsibilities and the harder the fall is. Okay? But, like, my top 3 tips with regards to how do you make the most out of each and every quadrant. And this is why most people either end up falling too short or end up being disappointed, is because they're not applying these 3 things. Rule number 1, I don't care what quadrant you're in, go all in. If you're a part of an organization, do everything that you can to be the best one, to be the most valuable asset for that organization. Go all in. If you're starting a business from scratch, I will tell you this, if you're not going all in, very quickly you will realize that things will just stop. And the same thing goes with business owner. It'll just happen faster and harder. And also as an investor, like the most well-known investors are the ones who go all in really, really hard, like Warren Buffett, Grant Cardone. They play a really big game because they go all in. They don't just buy one unit. They think bigger. But in order to think bigger, you just have to act more. Okay, so whatever quadrant you're in, if you want to make the most of it, go all in. The reason why most people never achieve the life of their dreams, and that's with regards to anything, be it weight loss, be it finances, be it professionally, it's because most people think about, how can I get away by doing the least amount of work in order to get the most? Victimization, rather than taking full ownership, full responsibility, and just like, instead of walking, asking, how can I run? How can I fly?
Yeah, the quickest way to fail is to try to get something without effort.
Without massive effort.
Like to try to get something fast without putting any work in.
Yep.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
You can say, oh yeah, Erin, but you could win the lottery. All I did was buy a lottery ticket. Yeah, tell me where you're at 10 years from now.
So go all in, because when you go all in, then you're able to maximize the quadrant that you're in. And you're able to achieve a specific goal with that. And then once you're doing that, then you have competence. Okay, like you get to a point in life where it's like you can see things ahead of time, you can predict things, you're just prepared, you're prepared for the worst, and you know how to make the most out of the best regardless of what's going on. You got to go all in, you got to take massive action to gain enough experience to make enough of an impact for you and for everybody else around you. The second thing is multiply. Don't just stop. And that's why, I'm not sure who said it, but, the most successful people never rely on one stream of anything. So, like, once like one channel, one pipeline and one channel starts to get really big, then add another channel to the mix. The thing is, most people ask themselves, how can I do the least amount of work and then start diversifying? No, dude, create the biggest pipeline and then diversify and make massive pipelines.
Like, make one thing go really successful so that if you turn your back on it, it's not going to shit on you. Mm-hmm. If you don't, like, there's other things that we want to do, but we're like, this machine needs to run without us being in it. Like, otherwise, we are still, like, we still have to be here. Like, for us to go and let's say, like, I don't know, this is like the mission, right? So this is our thing anyways. But let's say we wanted to go, like, do something that didn't have anything to do with health and fitness. Let's say we did. If we were to go do that before this thing was, like, really running itself, it would collapse. Mm-hmm. So I don't even know what we would do if we weren't doing this, because this is like everything to us. But you have to think in your own life, like, if I'm doing this one thing, like, let me make this one thing go so well that I can go away from it and know it's still going to be doing just as well or better if I'm not there.
Multiply. So have more than just one pipeline. And then the third thing is repeat. Because if you just focus on going all in with whatever you're doing and then multiplying your efforts and then repeating it, your pipelines are just going to go from big to bigger to bigger to bigger to bigger to bigger to bigger. Takes, massive action, massive commitment, massive ownership, also massive understanding through action, not just by reading books. Like, this book has been absolutely like a game changer on top of a lot of other books. Like, no one book is going to change your life, but one sentence of a book can start to change your life. But it would change your thinking. But if you were to just follow through these steps, it doesn't matter what quadrant you're in. For one, you'll be able to reach the quadrant that you want if you're currently in quadrants that you're not satisfied with. And for two, you'll be able to make the most out of the quadrants that you're in, regardless of whatever the situation is. The ultimate goal, if you want to live a life of financial freedom, is, here's the thing. We all have to start somewhere, right? And it's either going to be E or S. ENS, that's kind of weird, actually. It's going to be either E or S, okay? And then,
I don't know if they can see your graph. Where is it at? Ooh, there it is.
And then you want to add more quadrants. You want to multiply your efforts. And if you've done it well enough, if you went hard enough for a long enough time period, then you can start playing this game. And when you're playing a big game here,
what are you pointing at?
An investor. This is when you really make it happen.
Hold on, I have a secret. You can start investing right now. We talked about the word investment.
In them?
And many of you are. And there are 3 things, and they go in this order, that you want to invest in.
Yep.
Are you ready?
Yep.
3 things. 1, yourself. What does that even mean? The quality of your life, your health status, your
Education.
your skills, your ability, your knowledge, your experience. You like invest in things that are going to help you to get there. Many of you have invested in our like coaching programs or services. Amazing. Investing in different workshops or seminars or things that are going to help you to get into different communities of people who are doing similar things as you and think along the same lines as you, and invest in that stuff. You cannot lose money by investing in you. It's not a loss, because you are the biggest asset opportunity, but you're also the biggest liability opportunity. So you need to think like, when I'm spending money on me, I'm not there's a difference between spending money and investing money. Investing money means I'm going to get something of equal or greater value back. Spending money is I'm going to get some piece of shit that's going to depreciate in value, and now my money's gone too. Like a pair of shoes. Not that like if you buy a pair of shoes, you're a terrible human being. I'm just saying there's a difference between spending money and investing money. And when it has to do with increasing your value as a human, that is 100% an investment. And if you can find a way to write it off, then you should feel even less bad for investing that money.
Yep.
Okay? That's number 1. Invest in you. And I'm going to tell you a secret. Sarit doesn't even know I'm about to drop this. But for those of you who know what the raw transformation is, it's coming up. I'm not telling you when. I'm just saying it's coming up. That could be next year. That could be tomorrow. I'm just saying it's coming up. Okay, so anyways, invest in you. Number 2, invest in your business or your profession. Now, you are your business, right? So these can kind of mold together and mesh together. So if you're going to, a lot of you are going to like the XND Summit. That would be a professional investment in you, your business. That's kind of like one and the same, right? But if you own a business, invest in your business. Invest in your business. Invest in your team. Pay employees. Put money into the thing that can get more money. That's an investment. And then the last thing is invest in money generating assets. Other like money, like passive income assets. Things that you put the money into and you don't have to do more work for after you've done the work to get the money to put the money in. You don't have to do any more work to then be on the receiving end of that. If you want more, if you want to receive more, you put in more. But by investing in you and investing in your business or your profession, you give yourself the ability to have more to put into the thing that is going to give you back without effort. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Investment means you're going to get it back. There should be no fear in that. Spending is different.
Yeah. And then the third one?
Money generating assets.
Oh.
Passive assets that give you passive income.
Yep.
So your profession / business, and passive money generating assets.
And, our goal through these conversations is to help add value to you so that you, for one, gain awareness with regards to what's going on, because these things are not taught in school and we're fully aware of that. And for 2, to help you build a life that you're proud of. We start with weight loss because we want to feel better about ourselves. But once we start to feel better about ourselves, when you're a go-getter, you don't want to stop. When you have a winner's mindset, you're like, okay, what else can I win in? And that's where these conversations come in. And by the way, based on whatever quadrant you're in, if you're like, I would love to, like I'm already going in, like I would like to start, like I'd love to start multiplying. Know that right now there is an incredible opportunity that's called Team XND, where you can become a business builder literally like at no risk, only a $95 investment, so that you can have that S and, get all of the benefits of being a business owner without of all of the other flaws that come with being a business owner, so that you can start multiplying and maximizing your pipeline so that you can fulfill your dream life.
What's actually cool about X Endurance? It's a network marketing company, direct marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it. Some people just clicked out of this video because they're like, oh my God, here we go. But I feel sorry and bad if that's you. But I hope you have a nice day. For everybody else who cares, that business model is actually really genius. There are scammy people and there are crappy people that give people bad experiences who are part of those kind of companies, but it is most likely not the company itself. And if it is, they've already been busted. So what's cool about that is, for one, you don't succeed unless you help other people succeed. That's true with every single business. We don't succeed unless we help you succeed. Because you're like, why would I keep spending money with these girls if I haven't gotten any value from anything I've done? Put in the chat right now, anytime we release a new like swag or gear or a new product or a new program, you do that little emoji or the GIF that's like, take my money. And it's like the little kid with the old school like newspaper boy hat, like just throwing money out the window. It's because there's a proven track record. If we've helped you, we continue to be able to help ourselves. Now we're at the point where if we're not helping our employees, we're not helping ourselves. If our employees are not helping you, we're not helping our employees. If we're not helping our employees, we're not helping ourselves. Same damn thing. I bleeped myself out there. Mm-hmm. Because why? Every business is a pyramid. Somebody's at the top. We're at the top of Improve You. And we have employees, and we will have an executive team, and we will have managers, and we will have people. It's all a triangle. So that's beautiful. Synchronicity. You succeed if other people succeed. Mm-hmm. Now, the cool thing about that, this is any multi-level marketing company. I'm not just trying to sell you X Endurance, but this is why this business model is genius. And I used to work for X Endurance before they got this business model. And when they told me they were doing it, I was like, immediately, same day, sign me up within 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Because I had been looking for a company. Because the opportunity is insane. Imagine owning a business for $95. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in our business, investing in our business. Probably near $1 million for as long as we've been in business, investing in our business and in ourselves to grow the business. Okay, would you rather do $1 million or would you rather do $95, bruh? Okay, I'm off that soapbox. $95. Then what's cool is you are self-employed. You're self-employed, but you're also a business owner. Why? Because you have employees.
Your team.
If you're building a team, and guess what's the craziest thing? You don't even have to pay them. You just have to help them figure out how to get themselves paid. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. So you are technically then a business owner. You have employees. You got people underneath you that are running their businesses. You're self-employed, but the cool thing is it becomes residual. Residual is there's effort being put in, but no extra effort to get the extra money. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. That was like coffee and taco salad. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, we had like
That's awesome, Tiff. Tiff just said I already made back the $95 investment. Tiff, I would assume that you made that 10x.
Look, you'll make back the $95 investment within 2 months if you're buying products, because you already automatically get 25% off of all your own supplements and free shipping. It's stupid. It's amazing. And what's cool is X Endurance wins, we win, and everybody else wins. But you have to be willing to put in work like a business owner. You have to be willing to do the job. You have to be willing to sell shit. And I will tell you right now, you want to be successful in any area of your life, you have to know how to sell. And what helps
You're selling any...
Hold on. The first person you have to sell is yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to sell yourself. Why am I awesome? We talked about this. I think it was on an espresso episode, or maybe it was on an Inner Circle call. I don't know. We talked about it. You have to sell yourself. You have to first feel like you have the confidence.
Oh, it was yesterday.
To tell other people, like, yo, I've been taking these supplements. It's changed me XYZ. This is why I love it. This is my own personal testimonial. This is what other people have experienced. It's awesome. Why would you not want to tell that to people? If you're not selling something you believe in, you're selfish. It's so selfish. Somebody's going to get mad at me for saying that, but it's the truth. If you saw an awesome movie and you know, like brand new Kevin Hart movie, and you're like, oh, that made me laugh so hard. Somebody else will feel some kind of joy and happiness if they watch this movie, but I'm not going to tell any about it because I don't want to sell. Selfish. Selfish. I'm selling fish. So anyways, that's my little tangent on selling. We sell you guys every day on something.
We sell you on you.
We sell you on the 4 quadrants. When we take you through a program, we sell you on your confidence. We sell you on your ability to get results. It's all the same. And what's cool is when you do that, people's lives change for the better. I said yesterday, you all have a superpower. Everybody has a superpower. Some people are just assholes. And they don't use it for good. Mm-hmm. But that's not you. And if we find out it is, you're not going to be in this community for long. But that's not you. Like, you're here to do good in the world. I truly believe that most people are here to really do good in the world. But if you don't know how to sell, you limit yourself in your ability to do good in the world.
And also, if you're doing good things in the world and you're not able to monetize off of that, that too is a shame.
Yeah,
everybody has to invest their times, their talents, and their times, their talent and their treasures. You know, this is a matter of knowing that you're worth getting paid, but also being humble enough to know that you have to fucking grind before you start seeing the results. It's living like a farmer. Most people live like hunters. Like, they just attack.
It's like, what can I get right now?
Rather
and then
than
you eat it and it's gone.
Seeding like the seeds on the ground and
seeding the seeds.
And like just sprinkling them everywhere.
Sowing, I believe it's called.
Yeah, what did I say?
Seeding.
Whatever. I created a verb out of a noun. I'm a foreigner. I can do whatever I want.
Except for vote.
True. There's a lot that I can do, and it's a fucking shame. But I will be. But I will be.
That's why we say, if anybody's heard us say, like, she's my property, That's where that came from.
Yep.
Like, you can't make her go away because she's my property. As an American citizen, you cannot take away my property. Is my right.
Nah.
But anyways, yeah, I don't know. We just went off on a bunch of tangents. I think all valuable and hopefully a little bit eye-opening, because, you know, it's really, truly, if 1 second, I want to go back to what you said about if you're not monetizing off of the help you're providing, then the only reason I would deem that acceptable is if you're just getting started and you need to prove yourself to people.
Yep.
We still give away things for free to show you guys. Look what we're capable of. Look how we can help you. Look how this is different. See, try it out first. Dip your toes in the water. See, it's nice. No sharks are going to bite it. Okay, now give me your money because it's time to change your life. And what that does is two things. It allows us to keep paying our employees and moving a business and the mission forward. The second thing that does is it gives you something to lose so that you actually take action. If people don't pay, they don't pay attention. You ever got something for free? How often does it end up in a fucking corner or with dust on it or in the garbage can?
Yeah,
you forget about
the
it.
bracelets yesterday.
Yeah, the bracelets you get at a fair. Bracelet, chapstick. And then it ends up in the garbage. Because I bet you if you paid $100 for that chapstick, you'd find a way to keep track of it.
For sure.
Right?
Dude, any chapstick that I got for free, I kept in a box, and then when it was time to move, I threw that shit out.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I didn't use that in 2 years.
Brand new. The top is still flat. Like
the sticker is still on it.
So
Anyways.
yeah, you know, it's all and we are in an economy. This is an economic world. Money needs to flow. Money needs to flow around. You give it to us, we give it to somebody else gives it to somebody else. Like that's how it goes. And it's beautiful.
ENS chapstick. That's a great idea.
Yeah, but you're going to pay $100 for it. Because then you're going to use it. I'm just kidding. Come out with a chapstick on our website, $199. People are like, what the fuck? If you watched Espresso, you would know. 3 people will buy it.
It would say when you roll up the thing, do you even espresso?
Golden chapstick.
But anyways, we hope that you found value in today's conversation. And in all seriousness, if you are serious about multiplying your pipelines and you are curious about learning more about Team XND, just go ahead and email admin@erinsarit.com. We are building the baddest, most powerful team on this planet.
I was hoping you would say powerfulist or something.
If you're on Team XND, please drop a comment and say Team XND.
And I hope we'll see you at the summit.
All I can say is that if you plan on joining, you better join sooner rather than later. Because then you'll tell yourself, oh shit, I wish I've done it sooner.
Yeah, this company is founded in 2001? I think 2001 or 1998. I don't know. So the company itself did not start as a multi-level marketing company, which most do. Most companies that are new in multi-level marketing, that's the only business model they've had. So it's like a proven company already. But what's cool is that it's only 2 years into the multi-level marketing, and everybody is like, when it's like 10 or 15 or 20 years down the road and people are making 6 figures a month from this, the people who are just getting into it are like, oh, if I would have started at the beginning. You have that opportunity. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't take advantage of that opportunity. You are at the beginning. And when this shit blows up, where are you going to be? I'm speaking to the people who are already somewhere. But anyways, there's an amazing opportunity, but you have to take advantage of the opportunity through action and consistency and persistence and resilience and commitment. Okay.
All right, you guys. we hope that you found a lot of value in today's conversation. Teresa Market says that if the chapstick won't melt, she'll pay $99. And I think that's a great problem solver, because
if the chapstick won't melt in the car.
Dude, I think that's why my chapsticks don't last for a long time, because they always end up melting or they end up in the dryer. Why? Why?
I've had chapstick go through the washer and dryer and still been fine. All right, you guys, we got to head out because we got other things that we got to do today. But thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to make a positive impact on your life in one way, shape, or form. It is extremely exciting for us. If you're not yet registered for the TKC or you don't know what it is, it's called the Transformation Kickstart Challenge, where we are going to show you and walk you through the 14 foundational and fundamental elements to sustainable body transformation. Oh, that was really good.
That was really good.
That was really good. Should have had the mic. Anyways, you can go to improveyousolutions.com/Kickstarter, or somewhere in the link in the description if you're on YouTube, or in the comments in the Facebook chat or somewhere. You can find that link. 14 days, totally free. Hopefully we'll see you there. And we will not be having a traditional espresso with Erin Sarit tomorrow or Friday, because we will be investing in ourselves at a workshop where we can learn some really cool stuff that we can bring to you guys in the hopefully near future.
Yes. Tomorrow, I think there will be a replay of one of the more common relationship conversations. And on Friday, there will be lunchtime meal prep with Coach Crystal and maybe Boogie. Don't know. Maybe he'll be chasing lizards. Maybe he'll be helping. But either way, we will see you guys on Monday at noon. However, espresso is still happening. So you guys, we hope that you have a beautiful rest of your week, and we will catch you next week.
Bye.